guys, it's Alex on the block, and today I'm feeling a little extra with my star thingy. I saw something like this on Pinterest and wanted to recreate it, and since we're rating books today, I figured I would wear this, I don't know what this is, headpiece. So anyway, today I will be talking about the books that I've read recently. So it's the first week of March right now, and I've read these books from February to now. So yeah, I will be talking about 13 books in total, so I will keep this brief, and yeah, let's start. So the first book that I read in February was this, Rebel by Mary Lou. I believe this came out last year, and this is the fourth book to the Legend trilogy, and basically this is about Day's brother Eden Wing. So Day is the main character in the Legend trilogy, Day and June. So basically this is a couple of years after the last book. What's the last book again? Champion, I believe. So this is a few years after Champion, and I mean, I did like reading this, but I didn't know if it was necessary to produce a sequel to that series, just because I mean the ending of that series was also kind of open-ended, but yeah, still liked it. Was I blown away? Not really, but I still enjoyed it. So the next book is Ruin and Rising by Lee Bardugo. So this is the third book in the Shadow and Bone trilogy. So this was amazing. Oh my goodness. So I actually don't remember a lot of the specific details in this book, but I did really enjoy reading this book just because, I don't know, it was kind of intense as well. But the ending, I'm not 100% sold about the ending. I don't know, but I read also King of Scars, and yeah, the continuation of this. Oh no, this one, then the Six of Crows duology, and then King of Scars. That's the arrangement, I believe. And yeah, I mean, I gave it 5 stars. So I really did enjoy this one, but the ending, you know, I am team Darkling, even if he's kind of horrible, but I like him so much. And the ending, I don't really like Mal as a character. So the next book is actually an arc, so Love Boat Taipei by Abigail Hingwen. So I got this arc through, I forgot. It's an e-arc, and it was really enjoyable. I liked certain aspects of it. I like the characterization of Taiwan, Taipei in particular. I like that I felt like I was traveling with them, experiencing the culture of Taiwan and stuff like that. But the characters, I didn't really connect with them that much, but maybe because they were kind of in a younger age group than I belong to. It was kind of a juvenile story. I mean, I really did like it, but the story for me was kind of childish, and it's just not for my age, I think. I gave it 3.7 stars. And then the next one is one of my saddest reads this year, and it's a DNF. I DNF'd this book. So if you don't know what DNF means did not finish. So yeah, this is Wicked As You Wish. So I got an e-arc as well of Wicked As You Wish, and it is a book by Rin Chupeco, and it focuses on Filipino mythology. And you may not know this, but I am Filipino, so I was really excited about this one. And the main character, she was like a descendant of Maria Makiling, and Maria Makiling is actually like a goddess in our town. Like, literally, we live at the bottom of the mountain, because it's a mountain, Mount Makiling. Mount Makiling. So yeah, I didn't finish it just because the writing style was for, I think, also a younger audience. I don't know. Yeah, I just didn't really vibe with it, and I tried so hard to vibe with it because it's like a Filipino book, but yeah, I didn't really like it. I am so sorry, but I hate DNFing books, especially arcs, just because I don't know. It just bothers me a lot. So the next one is a graphic novel, and it's Sara and the Royal Stars. I believe that's what it's called. And it's about this princess. Is she a princess? Oh my gosh. I don't really remember it, but basically she travels somewhere to find something. I'm horrible at this. This is why I was so scared to do this video. But anyway, you guys can check out what it's about in Goodreads. I'll link it down below. So yeah, I just remember that I really loved the art style of this graphic novel. I really loved the story, even though I don't remember it now. I actually gave it 4 stars. So the next book is an audiobook, and oh my goodness, this is one of my favorite books now. So this book is Get a Life, Chloe Brown by Talia Hibbert. It's about Chloe Brown. She's the main character. So she's determined to get a life just because she's kind of like a controlled person, if you know what I mean. Like, she needs everything to be organized, she needs things done a certain way, stuff like that. And yeah, she was determined to get a life, so she had a list. And here it follows her relationship with her landlord. Actually, he's not really the landlord, but he works for the landlord. So this was definitely such a fun read. Also, the audiobook of this was amazing. The narrator was so great. And just, I love Chloe I love Chloe Brown's character. She's just so hilarious. Their banter in the beginning, beginning till end, their banter was so funny and so cute, and it's just overall such a cute story. Also, it deals with chronic pain, is that what it's called? But basically, she's always in pain. She has an illness where she's always in pain, and she's actually like, she has a lot of issues with her health. I just really love this book. I gave it 5 stars, 5 out of 5 stars. A cute little story about this is that there's like an adult scene, a rated R scene in the book, and I was obviously listening to it every time I commuted and stuff like that. And then one time I was beside this elderly woman, and the scene just played, and I was like, oh my god. So the next one is also an audiobook, and this is With the Fire on High by Elizabeth Acevedo. Yeah, I believe that's her name. So yeah, it's by Elizabeth Acevedo, and I just really love this story. So this story deals with the main character who's a teen mom. So basically, she got pregnant in high school, and she's dealing with balancing her studies, her dreams, and her family. Obviously, she has a daughter. And I just love this audiobook just because there's a lot of cooking in this book, and it's just, every time I listened to it, I was so hungry just because the food in the book, they just seemed so delicious. So I love this book because it showed that teen moms, even though they got pregnant early in life, they could still pursue their dreams, they could still enjoy their lives, and it's just a matter of balancing your responsibilities, something like that. And just, I love that book. So I actually gave this book 4.5 out of 5 stars. So the next one is also an audiobook. I was full on audiobooking this month. So this is City of Ghosts by Victoria Schwab. So this is the first Victoria Schwab book that I've read or listened to, and it was so good. I really like horror book. I like horror stories, so this was so much a book for me. And I just love the description of things, like the veil, how she could like do that, and then she's going in the spirit world, something like that. And yeah, I really love this book so much. I actually read this while I was walking in a dark foresty part. I was walking home and it was dark and I was so scared just because the scenes in the book that when I was listening to it were so scary. And yeah. So the next book that I read is a reread of my favorite contemporary book, and it's All the Bright Places, and this time I annotated it. Can you see the blue represents sad scenes? And oh my gosh. So if you don't know, All the Bright Places now has a movie adaptation in Netflix by Elle Fanning and Justice Smith, and it was I enjoyed it, even though it wasn't like a replica of the book. But yeah, this is a book that I really love just because it taught me a lot, and I'm not going into detail about this in this vlog, but because I have a vlog where I was reading this. So yeah, you can just check that one out. Okay, wow. I'm actually speeding through this so fast. I'm so proud of myself. Just because normally when I do this, I take like 40 minutes minimum. The next book that I read is also an audiobook, and it's the sequel to City of Bones, and it is City of Ghosts, and it is Tunnel of Bones. So Tunnel of Bones also follows the main character from the first book, and in this book she actually goes to Paris, and it was an enjoyable read as well, like the first book. But I did like the first book so much more than the second book, just because the first book was much more eerie and much scarier for me. So I actually gave the first book 4.5 stars, and this second book 3.5 stars. I mean, I did love where it was set, but the story in the first book was much more interesting than the second book. So I'm excited to read the third book just because I feel like it's going to be more intense, like her best friend. I feel like something's gonna happen to him. Basically, her best friend is a ghost. The next one that I read is King of Scars by Lee Bardugo, and yeah, this is also set in the Grishaverse. I liked reading this, but it was hard. I mean, and the first parts were quite dragging, but in the second half, yeah, the second half redeemed it for me. I gave this 3.7 stars. I'm just so shocked about the ending. Like, what the hell? I don't even know what's going to happen in the second book, because I believe this is a duology. If you are wondering why I'm wearing this tube top, it's because it's hot right now. Super hot. So the next book is a book that I absolutely adored reading, and it's Daisy Jones and the Six. So if you watched my March TBR video where my favorite booktubers decided my TBR, this is the first book that I needed to read. So this is Daisy Jones and the Six, and I gave it 1,000,000 stars just because I loved it so much. So I was actually discussing this book with Sara. So Sara is Curious Souls on Instagram, and she's my Singaporean friend through Bookstagram. I was talking to her about, I feel like, how even if this is like a specific writing style, I did love it so much. I get how people can say that this was a boring book for them, just because I feel like a specific demographic or a specific type of person is going to love this book, and some people would definitely not like it just because the reading style, it's like it's an interview basically of a lot of the members of the band in this book. So what I liked about this book is that the characters are not black and white, if you get what I mean. Like, it for me represented humanity in such an amazing way, just because sometimes you don't know which is right from wrong. Like, it's not inherently right to do this, or it's not inherently wrong to do this. I did really like this book. The characters were complicated. They had their own personalities, they had their own lives, and even if it's an interview type, you really get to know each one of them, and it's just such an amazing book. And I also love the ending, although it was bittersweet. Now that I think about it, the two books that I read by Taylor Jenkins Reid, the ending was bittersweet. But anyway, Daisy Jones and the Six, I love you so much. So the last book that I wanted to talk to you about is also an audiobook, and it's The Seven Husbands by Elizabeth Hugo. So the same author as Daisy Jones and the Six, so Taylor Jenkins Reid, that's also her work. And oh my goodness, I also give it 1,000,000 stars. I love Taylor Jenkins Reid's work. Oh my goodness. So basically, The Seven Husbands of Elizabeth Hugo. I just finished this today, and whew, that was intense. So this book is about Elizabeth. Oh my God, Evelyn Hugo. What? Who's Elizabeth? So The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo is about this 50s actress. She's a legendary person. She's a legendary actress, and it's Evelyn Hugo, and it focuses on her life basically. In the book, her biography is being developed, and so her life is being discussed, and it's just such a great book. I don't know how to explain it without spoiling anything, just because everything was so surprising. And yeah, but anyway, it's such an amazing book. I love the ending, even though as I was saying, Reid's work is like has bittersweet endings for some reason, but yeah, I loved it. Again, the characters weren't black and white. They represented how complicated humans are. Like, it just blew my mind. Oh my goodness. So anyway, guys, those were the books that I've read recently. This was such a great reading month for me. I mean, February. Even though there were some books that I rated quite low, but it's still such a great reading month. So let me know the books that you read recently in the comments down below, and thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel down below. Click the bell icon below if you want to be notified every time that I post. So yeah, thanks for watching.